Hello everyone, my name is Awang Akhiruddin Afizam bin Awang Samsul and my matrix number is FS21110156.
Hello, my name is Sayang Azratulaila binti Awang Asli and my matrix number is FS21110152.
Hello, my name is Benicol Jones Manuel and my matrix number is FS21110149.
My name is Ashatika binti Azim Mustam and my matrix number is FS21110166.
Okay, let's start with introduction. Assisted reproductive technology (ART) is a procedure done to help out couples to conceive whereby the fertilization occurs in vitro or outside the human body, and sooner the embryo is transferred back into the womb. ART is commonly performed for couples having pseudofertility or infertility. The next is procedures consist of surgical methods to extract both the eggs and the sperm, followed by the basic steps depending on the ART procedure used. And the last part for introduction is worldwide 8 to 12% of couples encounter fertility problems, between 45 and 50% of cases are thought to be caused by the man. For the objective, firstly, is to investigate what other type of treatment did ART contributed to the infertilized woman, to describe how does each of the treatment contributed by ART is working, and next, to investigate what are the risks associated with this treatment, to investigate why is this treatment being important to certain women, and the last is to study what are the importance of this technology.
Okay, in this discussion, there are 4 types of ART, which includes GIFT, ZIFT, ICSI, and IVF. One important thing about this ART is, many people are now able to conceive a child with whom they have at least some genetic ties. Firstly, I'm going to talk about the risks associated with this treatment. In the GIFT or IVF singleton groups, pregnancy-induced hypertension and vaginal hemorrhage were substantially common. Next, cesarean sections, vaginal hemorrhage, and premature labor were all more likely in twin pregnancies after GIFT or IVF. Then, ICSI has been linked to Beck-Wiedemann syndrome, Angelman syndrome, hypospadias, and sex chromosomal abnormalities, among other diseases. Lastly, for IVF, ovarian hyperstimulation syndrome may happen. The second one is the importance of this treatment to certain women. The quality and quantity of a woman's eggs decreases as she approaches her mid-30s. Next, a woman over 35 must have more embryos transferred than a younger woman in order to have the highest chance of conceiving with her own eggs and carrying a healthy pregnancy. Last but not least, there is also a successful case in Malaysia and mostly happened to a younger people. The success rate for IVF cycle with PGS blastocyst transfer is higher than the fresh and freeze-all IVF cycles.
I'll be talking about the method in assistive reproductive technology. First, the method is gamete intrafallopian transfer, which is also known as GIF. GIF is recommended in cases where infertility is caused by unknown male factor. The first technique begins with the collection of the father's sperm 2 hours before the mother's egg are harvested via laparoscopic surgery. After both father's sperm and mother's egg are harvested, a catheter is used to implant them in the woman's fallopian tubes. To prevent fertilization happen before the transfer, the catheter contents are separated by air. The goal for GIF is for the resulting embryo to divide normally and growing properly to the uterus, go down to the uterus to implant. For second method, there is zygote intrafallopian transfer, which also known as ZIF. The first process for ZIF is collect the egg. Then the eggs are fertilized in laboratory. The next process, the fertilized egg are transferred into the fallopian tube. The difference between GIF and ZIF is ZIF insert fertilized egg into the fallopian tube, while GIF insert egg and sperm into the fallopian tube, which means there is no fertilization happen using GIF technique. For the third process is intracytoplasmic sperm injection (ICSI). The head of man's sperm meet must connected to the exterior of the egg before it may fertilize a woman's egg. For a variety of reasons why some people use ICSI is because the sperm may be unable to enter the outer layer of egg. The sperm may be unable to swim, or the egg outer layer may be thick or difficult to penetrate. First, the ICSI process is a single sperm is injected directly into the cytoplasm of the egg. Then, after fertilization happens, the fertilized egg is transferred into the woman's uterus. For the last process, in vitro fertilization IVF, the first step, fertility medicine are given to generate more eggs. Then the doctor will retrieve the eggs. The eggs will be mixed with the sperm, and the doctor will monitor the fertilized egg to divide and growing properly into embryos. Lastly, the doctor will implant the embryo into the woman's uterus. For the results, the first graph shows that the eggs are harvested, fertilized, and often a fresh embryo is put into the patients during a fresh IVF cycle. According to the graph, the younger you are, the more likely you are to have successful pregnancy. For the frozen embryo, the second graph shows that the more younger you are, the more likely you are to have successful pregnancy.
In conclusion, assisted reproductive technology, or ART, is a method to treat infertility so it can help couples to conceive babies. It involves fertility treatments that use both woman's egg and man's sperm. In our study, we already discussed about the process of treatment that involves ART, which are GIF, CIF, ICSI, and IVF. For GIF, it is used by collecting father's sperm and mother's egg using laparoscopic surgery. Then, both sperm and egg implanted into the fallopian tube, and the fertilization occurs naturally. For ZIP, the fertilized egg is inserted into the fallopian tube, and the doctor needs to monitor the pregnancy. For ICSI, the head of the sperm is being helped by connecting them to the outer layer of the egg, or the sperm is injected into the center of the egg. For IVF, it needs to collect the sperm and the egg and fertilize them in the petri dish. Once embryos are formed, then it will be inserted into the uterus. On the other hand, this treatment may have disadvantages, in which are ectopic pregnancy, or HSS, premature baby may happen, and it will the condition of both the woman and the baby. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, that's all from us. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, and bye-bye.